All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm your host, Mike Ham. We're here for a special event episode today. We're here in Red Bank, New Jersey with Chris Calabrese and Jonas Forssell.
Yep.
Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks,
man.
Excited to be here.
Absolutely excited to be here. We got some steaks cooking over there, which I'm excited about, and they're cooking up great. This place is insane. Like, I got lost driving in. I went the wrong way and got to see like the main house and like more of the grounds and everything like that. But this place is wild. So like, I'm so excited to be here and excited for the event that we're here to talk about, which is the Red Gables event. So before we kind of get into like all the details of that, let's talk about what Red Gables is and kind of like a little bit of the history of it, and kind of we'll get into it a little bit more after that.
So Red Gables is a 3-day open fire food festival. It's a bit of an experience. We include an art gallery featuring some great art and music, and it's sort of grown over the past few years. So we started 3 years ago as a small sort of like 50-person intimate gathering with a bunch of chefs from all over the place to cook whatever they wanted to for an audience of like 50 guests each day. 3 days of open fire cooking.
Yeah.
Year 2 comes around and we're like, all right, let's do it again, but let's scale it up. And we decided to add more of the music element to the event, and we built a stage on the property on this rolling hill, and it was like a little mini amphitheater, and it was cool to see it in that sort of size and format. And then this year we're sort of really dialed into what worked at year 1, what worked year 2, and we want to
Definitely trying to grow it, right? So we want to make it accessible to a larger audience. We want to open up the property a little bit more. So the way we are programming it, it's kind of takes you on a tour through the property. We're on 21 acres. On a private estate overlooking the Navesink River. So, I think people are really excited to experience this property. Normally, you wouldn't have the ability to come and see this. I think it's the largest property on Navesink River Road.
Yeah.
And it's turned into like a wildlife preserve. It's been kind of left natural. It's very quiet here. We got deer, we got fox, we got bald eagles. The McLeese Creek behind us is just a bird sanctuary. You got blue herons, swans, ducks, egrets, hawks. So it's an incredible, like, natural space. There's the fire popping, steaks are cooking.
Good pop.
Yeah, so hopefully we get beautiful weather like today.
Yeah, today's crazy.
If we get weather like this, I think you're going to see a lot of people smiling. I think everyone's going to be having a great time.
Yeah.
So, we got a 1/2 acre organic garden here that the chefs are able to go and harvest from during their prep. We're really trying to promote local community, local food economy. I mean, that's sort of my area is gardening. And, I think moving into the future, we have to build a more robust local food economy.
Yeah.
So, we're really trying to promote that through the event and raise some awareness around that. It's just great to see the chefs have the ability to come in and pick things fresh and to be able to cook with fresh ingredients at peak flavor. They get to have that interaction with, how the food is grown. Because unfortunately, not everybody knows how does arugula grow? How do beets grow? What do zucchinis look like? And I mean, chefs, they have a pretty good understanding, but to be able to be hands-on, like, it's fun to be able to offer that to them.
Yeah, for sure. Before we get really kind of like diving into like who's going to be here and talking about that kind of stuff on the property side, because I know you talked about it a little bit, but this is like a 20-something acre piece of property. Acre, yeah. Does someone live here? Like somebody like live? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I was like wondering like if somebody actually.
So it's owned by the Hovnanian family, and we're very appreciative to them because they give us ability and access to use the property for the event.
Yeah.
So the mother and father owned and lived in the main house, and I'm living in the carriage house. There's a converted art studio there where one of the sisters, uses when she's in town.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like we have the camera set up and we're recording in like the garden. There's the greenhouse here. There's a seat house, but it goes like all the way back because there's like a stage back that someone said built a stage.
Yeah.
Back there by the river, which I think is really cool because so like it's not people when they come to this event aren't necessarily confined to like this area. They can kind of wander to a degree.
I think what we noticed from last year is that people really do want to explore the property, but we do also want it. We want people in front of our chefs and our musicians and in a more of a guided space. So we're basically bringing them in and they get to see some of the history of the property throughout different parts of the event. So where we're standing right now will be a cocktail hour. There'll be music playing here. There'll be a welcome cocktail when they walk in through the seed room. They got the garden behind them. They can walk through. There'll be food being prepared that day during that hour straight from the garden. So we'll be picking something right out of the soil and then preparing it for people to try, like a small bite. And then they get to walk through the garden to the back of the property.
Let's not forget about the art gallery. This greenhouse is going to be converted into an art gallery.
Right.
Tara Amalchenko, she has a gallery in Seabright. She's going to be curating all the art for the greenhouse. So that's actually going to be, you'll do registration outside the seed room, come through the seed room, and that'll be your introduction to the event, is walking through a greenhouse art gallery.
Yeah. Yeah. When we were talking about it the other day, and like we were talking about the art and the music, and then the chefs obviously doing their thing, and even the cocktail stuff too. Like, to me, it's such an interesting kind of like collection of all these different creative people, which I think is like really cool. And it's kind of like, I think when you're around other creative people, no matter like what the field is, it kind of like pushes you a little bit more to like go outside your comfort zone and do different things. And then as an attendee, which like I'm excited to come, but like coming to the event, then being able to kind of like watch that happen in like real time, really, I think is really cool and interesting. And, like we could talk a little bit about kind of like the types of chefs and stuff like that we have coming. But knowing a couple of the names that you threw out the other day, I was like, okay, this is going to be a really cool thing for everybody involved.
Yeah. So I think we do have so many chefs getting involved. I mean, it's honestly just friends at this point. Anybody that called me, new friends, some are new friends, but some guys that I just know from the industry, and all just really talented at what they do. They're all great cooks. They all have their own style. And we get to all cook on one menu each day here together. So we're just a team of guns for hire, essentially, and we're all cooking this one menu. So to talk a little bit about just the food for each day, the first day of the event is Saturday the 23rd, and we prepared a Middle Eastern menu. So whole lamb and lula kebabs. We're making pita. There's going to be eggplants and dolma coming from the gardens. And I could talk about all the chefs that are part of it. I don't know exactly who's coming each day yet, but like they're, all of our favorites are there, from the Grand Tavern to Big Mike's Red Store. La Lupa's going to be here this year. Eat Clean Bro always shows up and with his little team, and it's really kind of fun for us chefs to sort of be in the same space and hanging out and telling stories and doing this very tribal, primal sort of way of cooking.
Yeah.
Everything all the food that's prepared is on overall open fire.
Yeah.
There's all the kitchen equipment is built on site by hands and with Jonas and his team. And it's just really fun, man. It's stuff you see in other parts of the world, but nothing I've seen in New Jersey, and we're kind of really proud to bring this to this area.
Yeah, for sure. And then Sunday and Monday. So
Sunday is an Italian grill day. Think big giant beef roast with the bones hanging. Pasta Vazula, like a minestrone coming out of the garden. Hopefully we have a nice cool night where you want to eat that hearty vegetable soup.
Yeah.
There's so many things on all these menus. The spread is ridiculous. I mean, full tables full of food, like a cornucopia Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
Each day. And the third day is a more of a Mexican grill, and we have Milo Pizza's Kitchen is sending over some of their team to hand press and cook tortillas. That's distracting. It's like gunshots going off in the background. Oh God, they got So and then whole pigs being cooked and pozole. So it's exciting each and every day. It's got its own sort of energy. I think it's enticing to want to go to more than one day, to be honest.
Seriously.
I mean, if you guys can make it, each day is going to have its own sort of personality, for sure. And that changes with the music that's on stage every day, and that's in the garden. The art will change a little bit too, and then the food obviously changes, and that energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I just want to jump in. Yeah, well, so we're fortunate this year. We partnered up with Wild Logs. So they do professional grade cooking firewood.
Oh, cool.
So they're going to be supplying all the firewood. And I have to say, we cooked the other night, and I mean, you can totally taste the difference. So the combination of all these amazing chefs doing what they do, and then also with the flavor of not only firewood but these wild logs, it's incredible.
Yeah. So kind of going off that too, we're talking about the food, and you have a hat on of Palmer's, and so I know obviously like a lot of stuff coming from the garden, and but there's like other from the cocktail side and like some local vendors for that, and then the actual like meat and fish, I would imagine too, side. Like you're working with like a lot of local places like that too, right?
Well, we got a ton of sponsors involved this year, which really helped us out. Obviously putting this event on, and we definitely want to acknowledge them. Baldor came in to help partner with us, and they're providing anything that we can't get from the garden, or any proteins that we can't get from other local sources. Palmer's Quality Meats is a big partner. Pat LaFreda, who's been here every year, same with Palmer's. They're coming in and donating ocean seafood, and Teddy Mariolis is bringing all the seafood provided through his connections. As far as the liquor is concerned, we have Asbury Park Distillery, who's our official gin partner, Carton Brewery, Kettle One, Sagamore Rye, Terramina.
Is it Terramina or Terramana?
It's like the pressure's like
right now.
Yeah. I thought it was Terramina.
I know. I had this debate last night with the bartender. Anyway, just to be sure that
maybe The Rock could answer that question for us.
Yeah, call him up after this.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
When he listens to this, he'll probably call me.
He'll reach out.
Yeah,
so it's fucked up.
Well, we'd like to extend an invitation to him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gets it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we put that on social media too. But okay, so you had talked about the 3 different days, the 3 different menus, and all the stuff that's been going to be going on those particular days, and how enticing it is for people to do more than one day.
Yeah.
So talking a little bit about kind of like on like logistical side, as far as like tickets and that kind of stuff, like how does that work? Obviously, you have to go to the website, which is theredgables.com.
Yeah.
redgablesnj.com.
redgablesnj.com.
Yep.
And I think right now there's a coupon code, if I'm not mistaken.
There is a promo code,
which is running out soon.
Yeah, which will be running out. But we have a bunch of partners, and they're all gonna have some access to some promotions.
Gotcha.
I think we'll give you one to share with your followers too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we just want everybody to come. We want everybody to see this thing.
Is it a ticket a day? So if you want to come to 3 days, you buy 3 tickets.
That's correct. Each day is its own ticket. The ticket includes a welcome cocktail, all the food you can eat. There's a cash bar on the premise. You have access to, obviously, the property. Jonas, you don't mind if anybody grabs some stuff out of the garden, right?
Well,
we'll talk about it. We don't want to get
Within reason. Yeah.
that could turn into a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get access to the grounds. There's going to be live music. So yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
A lot about it.
No, it's really cool. And I love kind of like as we were talking about it, how the event has evolved over just the first 3 years, and kind of like now getting your bearings, maybe like the wrong phrase to use, but because like you don't know like exactly what's going to happen like on any particular day, and the more you do it, you're just kind of more prepared for the stuff that happens.
I think we learned from everything, I mean, doing an event only twice, essentially. This will be our 3rd time doing it. I think there's obviously some hurdles and things that you didn't see going into it. I mean, I think this is the first year it's been more of a production. I think in the past years, we kind of just were doing something.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to really figure it out. So 3rd time's the charm is what I keep saying, but I think we really figured out all the things that we were missing in past years, and to really dial it in. And not to, like, the last couple of years have always been epic. I mean, I don't think anybody that's been here has had a bad time. ever.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't
this
seem like
year-
you can have a bad time here.
This year's gonna be, I think, as epic as it can be.
Yeah.
And who knows what the future will bring.
No, that's what I'm excited too about. Like, seeing how this one goes, because I had like heard about it prior to this, and then once we started getting like talking about getting all this stuff involved and doing this episode and all that kind of stuff, I was like learning more about it and like looking at past content from older events and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, this is dope. Like, I can't wait to check it out, be a part of it, and then see kind of where it goes from there, because like, that's what I think is a cool thing. It just like keeps getting better, and the better it gets, the more people you attract to come be a part of it. And then kind of see like how it continues to grow and be different and interesting and all that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited, as I'm sure you guys are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a really cool experience. I mean, it's just like, it's a sensory experience. There's just so much going on. You got the visual beauty of the property. You have the smoke. You have the music, the sound. You're watching the guys cooking over fire, the aromas, So it's like, it's hard to convey that to the audience, or if people are considering to come.
Yeah.
But then once they get here, it's like everybody's just in awe over what's going on, and everybody's smiling and having a good time, and people come up to me, people that travel the world, foodies that travel the world, seeking out the best food they possibly can, and they've come up to me and they said, you know what, this food is some of the best food I've ever had.
Yeah.
Just hands down. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I think we hit a lot of the stuff that we needed to hit, right? We talked about all the main big bullet points. So before we let everybody go, because there's like a nice, quick, tight bonus episode that we're going to drop midweek, we'll hit them with the website again, which is redgablesnj.com.
Yep.
And they can go there to buy tickets. They can check them out on Instagram, which I think is _red_Gables.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah. And they can find a link there as well to get to the website.
Yeah. And then the event's in Red Bank. If somehow we didn't talk about that at all.
Oh, yeah.
Red Bank.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
Near Red Bank.
yeah, near Red Bank. Like, I think this is so cool. And like, I've only been in just like this little area so far. And I, I'm super excited to see what you guys come up with those days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
September 23rd to 25th,
That's correct.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
That's right.
Get your tickets. You guys got anything else?
Now, you want to go see the property?
Yeah.
Let's take a walk?
Yeah, let's go take a walk.
All right.
So we'll close up here, then we'll go take a walk, and I'll take some more videos. So thank you, everybody, for listening again. redgablesnj.com to check out, get tickets. On Instagram, _red_Gables. GreetingsfromthegardenState.com for this and all of our other episodes that we've posted so far, coming up on 2 years pretty soon. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Jonas. And we'll catch you next time.